I'm gonna start streaming. I don't know if the streaming has begun yet. Alright, let's see. I think I've started. Alright, and then let's see. On. Alright, cool. Alright, I do want to try this. I want to try running an ad and seeing what that looks like. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Ad? No. Alright. Let's see if that works. Nope, okay. I have no idea. Okay. Cool. Live connection, excellent. Alright, awesome. I'm looking at a new dashboard that I've never looked at before. I'm looking at Stream Manager. I've never looked at Stream Manager before. I've only looked at the OBS interface and what's available there. But I think I'm switching over because I want to potentially manage a poll. That seems fun. Alright, let me start advertising. First things first. Okay, advertise. 1, 2. Then here. Alright, I don't know who's joining, but I'm currently advertising, so hang tight. I should really have like a, starting soon, but haven't gotten there yet. Let's see. This past week for my Twitch streamer homework that I gave myself was to update my redeems. So if you didn't notice, my redeems are updated. And then also, I updated the icon for channel points. So if anybody cares, it's not the little bubble anymore. They were cards drawn, and now they look like the back of a card. I'm proud of that. Okay, let's see. And then I should probably. Where's my streamer song list? Okay, alright. Nobody said anything in chat yet. If anybody's there, I'm going to make a slight adjustment to my streamer song list. I'm going to be adding something. And this is impromptu. TMC performance. Okay. And this also. Okay, yeah, if anybody missed it last time, Hallowthorn was in and he requested an asymmetrical transpo. I did one. I wanted to add the other one because I did practice it, but I might as well add that first one as well because I knew how to do it. So, all right, and that'll bring my trick list to 52 little tricks. One of which is not magic, which is the Rubik's Cube one. So, okay. All right. Cool. Let's. I should probably get warmed up, but I'm currently doing streamy things. I should probably do this before, but time management is hard. Let's see. Want to add any other commands? Okay, I think we're okay. Okay, I'm just gonna get warmed up with random. Nope, I'm terrible at typing. Random. There you go. 2-card Monty. Okay. Can do. RNG master. StreamerSonglist. Yeah, I was also rehearsing a trick before this. I was trying to record something for YouTube. It's kind of a new trick, but I haven't worked it out yet. So it's kind of tough because in my research for finding new tricks, I oftentimes just find a performance. And the performance that I want to do is not very well, like it's not very well documented where it came from, who made it, or anything like that. And so I'm often stuck trying to determine what the correct attribution is. And so that's kind of where I am with this trick. Not this one that I'm gonna do. The one that I was practicing before stream. And I was like, okay, this thing's cool. Who did it? I don't know. And I tried to find other people who did it, and that's usually my first plan. And then there's this site called the Conjuring Archives, which I try and find to see if it's been published before. It's pretty good for anything that is paper print, but anything outside of that, it doesn't really do very well. And so that is currently a problem. But oh, I do want to see. Is my audio working? But it is working. Oh, I do want to see. Okay. All right. Okay. First trick. Here we go. Oh, actually, let me pull the box over as well. Okay. Here we go. This is 2-card Monty, also known as Be Honest, What Is It? By Eddie Fetcher. Also made famous by David Blaine. Okay, if you were here, we're going to play a game. The game is 2-card Monty. If there's a Monty trick that is ever offered to you on the street, don't play the Monty game. Don't do it. It's a trick. You'll lose. Okay, so we have 2 cards here. They're the black queens. You don't really have to remember too much. I'll kind of guide you throughout. But so one is the clubs, one is the spades. Now, if you were here, I could have you hold out your fingers like this, and then we can stick the cards into your fingers like so, and then you can hold them like that. Now, without a person, I'm just going to go ahead and use the box. So now, if I show you how this is done, but before we do that, let's just make sure. So if I have the queen of spades, you have the, and a lot of people would answer the queen of clubs. Great. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you how the magicians will do the swap. They place the card, they line it up perfectly in your fingers, then they pull the other one out. As you can imagine, it's a very difficult thing to do. But anyway, so if I have the queen of clubs, you have the, most people would say queen of spades. Excellent, great. So now what's going to happen is we're going to do it at speed. And so look, if we go ahead and just swap it once, swap it twice. Now, some people, I would ask, hey, first of all, welcome in, EnderZX. Thank you for the bits. Greatly appreciate it. So, that's funny that you gave 7 bits, because I was going to ask if the spectator was paying attention, would they notice if the queen of spade or the queen of club was on top, and if they would be impressed if the spade was on top. And the answer, a lot of people, doesn't really matter because it's too confusing. But at this point, I would just ask them to turn their hand over. And believe it or not, they are no longer the red queens. They happen to be, the black queens. They happen to be the red sevens. And so that is funny because you you cheered 7 bits for sevens before you realized that sevens were going to be the punchline of the trick. But I also know that you're doing that because 7 Rob stream. So, oh man, I timed coming in here perfectly. Yes. I'm sorry I don't have an audio alert, but you know, if 7, hopefully that's accurate. I think that's accurate. Let me swap back to here. All right, awesome. Let's see. All right, let's get a shout out for EnderZX. Bam. Also, we were talking about Rob's stream. Let's get a shout out for Rob Kovacs as well, even though he's probably not here. Rob Kovacs. All right, let's see. Okay, so first things first. Let's do some introductions. I don't know if anybody else is lurking in the chat, but definitely for EnderZX. I don't know if you've seen me live before. It says first time chat, so I assume you haven't seen. But hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch, and I am a sleight of hand magic enthusiast. So I like to do card tricks. So here we are doing card tricks. I have co-opted a StreamerSonglist so people can request tricks if they would like. So if anybody wants to see my trick list, !TL, and then if you want to request something, you can go in there and request the tricks as though you would request songs. I know that the problem is a lot of people don't know what tricks are, because a lot of people know what songs they want to grab, but if you don't know what to pick, but you just want to request something, feel free to go ahead and hit !random, like this, and it will add a random trick from my trick list into the queue. And there is one thing that's in the list that is not magic, so I won't do that now. But if anybody wants to see me solve a Rubik's Cube, feel free, it's in the list. But I'm going to go ahead and boot that from the queue. And then we'll put a real magic trick in there. But anyway, if anybody here is here to see magic, feel free to request something or hit !random. Let's see. Happy Sunday. And yeah, I've had a stressful few weeks, so I've decided I should stream because it's just, I don't know, I like to chill, and like doing magic relaxes me a little bit, so here I am doing it. Alright, cool. 3 travelers. We can do that. And then if anybody else requests something before I start this, we'll bump it. That aside, if anybody is here, I feel the need to advertise Prime subs. So if you have Amazon Prime and you've never used a Prime sub before, it's a free sub if you link your Amazon Prime account to Twitch, and you can use that to support any streamer totally. You don't even have to use it here, but please, it's money that you're basically paying for that if you don't use, you're basically not giving it to a creator. So just give it to any creator. If you want to give it to me, I'd appreciate it too, but just give it to anybody. Okay, let's see. First time chat, SynthFan23. Can't stay long, but glad to have caught your stream. Hey, welcome in, SynthFan23. I apologize that I don't have a regular schedule, but if anybody has seen some of my profile. I did add a little tidbit to my new profile, but I do have a 40-hour per week job. I do have a relatively young baby. She is 14 months. And I also still make YouTube content and now streaming. And so sometimes other things. So I can't really commit. As of right now, I am just doing pop-up streams. So that is kind of what I'm doing. But anyway, welcome in. Appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoy. And if you can't stay, that's fine. We have the VOD afterwards, and I have a ton of YouTube content. So if anybody just wants to see magic, also feel free to check out my YouTube channel. Okay, let's see here. Okay, first things first, this trick is going to require the... Oh, wait. This is not going to be that impressive unless I show you the cards. Here we go. Alright, first things first. Alright, this trick is called the Three Travelers. It is going to use the ace, 2, and 3 of clubs in this case. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just place some cards out. And so we'll place the 3 here, and then we're going to place the 2 here, and then we're going to place the ace here. Now this is called the Three Travelers because they are traveling, they get to this building, and there is an elevator. And so here's the elevator. Hey, welcome in, Taladar. Need 5 more so you could have Octopath Traveler. Ah! That would be awesome. I don't know if this current trick could support that, but that is actually a really good idea, so I will have to mull on that. But anyway, so if I place the ace at the bottom, and I go ahead and I hit the elevator button up, and now if you see the back of these cards, they kind of look like the elevator. Hey, thank you for the sub, Axeman Rock. Thank you kindly. Welcome in. I won't proceed yet until all the emotes are clear, because anyway. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. So if you see the elevator buttons on the back, and you press the up elevator button, the ace is actually going to hop up to the top. I know. Interesting, right? Now, if we go ahead and grab the 2 and place it on the top, but now if we approach the elevator and we press down, that's only going to make the elevator button, that's going to make the 2 travel all the way down to the bottom of the pack. And now we have the 3. Now if we go ahead and place the 3 here, we can do something interesting. I've split the deck into 2 piles, and in the future, so this is like a future traveler, they'll be able to teleport from here to there. Think of it as like the Star Trek transporter. So we're just going to hit both of these buttons. And actually, if you've seen on the show, you've seen like on Star Trek Next Gen, for example, Miles O'Brien, he can like transport, like he does this gliding thing and the lights go up and down. It's probably unnecessary, but anyway, imagine the sound effect. I am not a beatboxer. I am not that guy from Police Academy, so I can't make great sound effects. But the 3 has now appeared over here. And that, my good friends, is a story about 3 travelers. And hey, welcome in, Aries 4443. Hail Satan. Welcome in, Gibson Lens. Welcome in, Turco Machine. Hey, how's everybody doing? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do some shoutouts. Shout out Taladar. He does some retro gaming on occasion. He does like to play itch.io games. I mean, who doesn't? They're free. So let's see. Shout out for Gibson Lens. Actually, wait, I don't even need to shout out. I can do exclamation point Bert. So he is a pianist and he plays VGM. He plays a lot of his own originals as well. And I bother him when I'm in his stream because I try and keep his StreamerSonglist up to date and that kind of thing. But also, oh yes, and Gibson Lens is also a mod here. And so anyway, that welcome in everybody, and then also Turco Machine as well. Oh, Turco Machine, you were last seen streaming travel and outdoors. What were you doing outside or traveling? Where were you? That being said, the trick queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request anything, feel free. Um, let's see. Oh, okay, you had stream issues. All right. You were in Quebec, Canada. Awesome. Hopefully it was a fun trip or a productive trip. I don't know the nature of the reason for your visit, but um, let's see. And let's see, for anybody else who just hopped in and maybe hasn't been here before or needs a reminder, hi, my name is Nam. I'm also known as Crazy Asian with 3 N's on Twitch. I like to do sleight of hand card magic. I've co-opted a streamer song list for people to be able to request magic tricks. So exclamation point TL for the trick list, or you can do exclamation point random to add one to the list if you don't know what you want to add but you want to request something. Oh, I forgot. We had a sub, Axeman Rock. So what we're doing with subs is if you would like to sign a card, let me know which card you would like to sign. So Axeman Rock, I don't know if you're still there, but let me know and we can sign one of these cards for you. Some of them have been signed, but not all of them. Wabi Sabiko, welcome in, or aka lovingly, Wasabi is a bike. Long story, inside joke from HutchMD's stream. But yeah, so anyway, Axeman Rock, if you are still there and you want 7 of clubs. All right, let's see, 7 of clubs. All right, I'm just gonna write Axeman Rock right in there. Glorious. Thank you kindly for the prime sub, Axeman Rock. Axe, I'm gonna make sure I spell this right because I totally messed up somebody else's name. I have an inside joke now for that, but Axeman Rock. Okay, glorious. 7 clubs, Axeman Rock. There we go. Excellent. Okay, all right. Let's see. And if you guys are here to hang out and see magic, well, you're in the right place. And since we're already hanging out, but there's nothing in the queue, let's add some magic. All right, hallucination. Okay, I do have to grab some cards for this one though. So please hang tight. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I was doing some cooking, and so actually this would be no surprise to a lot of people who have seen me post a ton of food pictures in your discords. So I was doing some cooking, and if anybody knows my discussion, I do like to talk about the definition of things. And in this case, the definition that we were trying to figure out was what counts as macaroni, because I made a macaroni and cheese with beef and vegetables, so onions, peppers, kale. But anyway, long story short, I was like, wait, what makes it a macaroni versus a just not a macaroni, but like another pasta? So I was like, is spaghetti a macaroni? The answer is no. Looked up the definition of macaroni, and it is tubular. Okay, so now the question is, what is the definition of a tube? Now, I think we all understand inherently what a tube could be or should be. And so, elbows, which is that particular shape that we all associate macaroni to be, that is a tube, undeniably. But now you get to some really strange short versions of tubes. Is ditalini considered macaroni? It's tubular, but it's much narrower. But then it's like, are there any weird definitions for how long the tube needs to be? Because then you have like rings, which are effectively tube-like, but they're very thin. So anyway, we didn't really come to any conclusion there. It's still up for debate, but if anybody wants to weigh in, feel free, because that is that's partially weighing on my mind. Okay. I I didn't know pasta could be so philosophical. Well, first of all, if you didn't know, uh, this is me, and I care about definitions about things a lot. It comes from probably being a software engineer, but um, either I'm sorry or you're welcome. So I'm either going to make you lose sleep over this, or you're going to open up your mind to all sorts of new things, like what's a sandwich, what's a soup, and all that. Anyway, okay, so what we have here is a trick called hallucination. We have king of spades, king of hearts, king of clubs, king of diamonds. And what we're going to do with these is we're just going to go ahead and do something interesting with... I've totally messed this up. We are going to take this from the top. Haha! I'm going to apologize ahead of time. All of this talking of philosophy and then messing up a trick. I was probably just... you know what I was really thinking about? I was literally thinking about what other tubes are there? Does does a macaroni have to be edible? I think the answer is the macaroni does have to be edible. But anyway, that's... So I need to concentrate on the trick. All right, my apologies. I'm going to have to actually introduce all of the kings again. The king of spades, the king of hearts, the king of clubs, the king of diamonds. And so, yeah, that's what we've got here. Now, with these kings, we've got a situation in which if I go ahead and do something like count through them, 4, they're all face down, nothing's weird there. However, if I go ahead and I turn 2 of them face up and keep 2 of them face down, I know, a lot less impressive that I've had to start this over, but that's okay. If I go ahead and I turn this entire pile face down, you would expect there to be 2 cards face up and 2 cards face down, right? But look, if I just go ahead and perform a magical snap, a magical tubular snap, all of the cards are face down. I know, super weird. Once again, I'm going to break one of the rules of magic, doing the exact same thing again. So if I have 2 kings face up, 2 kings face down, I close it up, I turn it over. I talk about the magical pasta, that is macaroni. We're going to go ahead and all of the cards are face down. Now, Turco Machine says, I think there's a hidden card in his shirt's pocket. Yeah. No, there's no card in here. But now that I've placed my hand in here, this hand is immediately sus, even though I'm showing you that there's nothing there. But I get you. It's okay. I'll check to see if there's macaroni in here. Anyway, but if you've seen another trick that is called the twisting the aces, normally it's done with aces, and normally you twist something like this. However, if I did that with this packet, it actually manifests in an ace. Actually, it happens to be our Gibson lens ace. So, but look, if we go ahead and do that again, hold the packet, give it another twist, that's actually going to change another king into an ace. That's another ace right there. I know, super weird, right? And actually, if I hold the packet and give it 2 more spins, believe it or not, actually, all of the cards are now aces, and there's no kings to be found because, look, there they are. And if you're probably wondering, where are all of the kings? Some people might think, oh, I've hidden them right on the top. Nope. Some people have thought that I've hidden them on the bottom. Nope. They're actually, hold on. Okay, they're now in the middle of the deck. If I spread, we can show you that all 4 kings are actually right here. And there we are. That is my handling and performance of a trick called hallucination. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. In my pocket? Hold on. Ugh. All right, here we go. There's 1 card in my pocket. It was a king. First time chat, Diamond Club 816. Welcome in, Diamond Club 816. Hopefully you enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. All right. Thank you for the claps and the GGs. Turk Machine, Gibson Lens, and Diamond Clubs at 816 for the whoa. Or I imagine that that's the feeling that you had behind the dude WTF. I like to pronounce WTF what the fuck in my mind. So I guess I've verbalized it now. So it's more than just that. All right. Let's see. If anybody wants to request something, feel free. The queue is empty. I'm going to take a swig of tea. If there is any, if anybody has channel points, I updated my redeems. If you see anything that references a deck of cards of some sort, which is mostly those blue ones, I'm going to change the deck that I use. Not all tricks I can change the decks, but there's a high degree of probability if you've chosen a trick that I think has the impromptu tag, then you can easily, I should be able to find a way to do that trick. Oh, we have, hey, welcome in, David Piano. Let's see, let's shout out David Piano. David Piano. And then also Aries 4443 has redeemed a dad joke. All right, let's go ahead and do that. And then Dude Man just wanted to drop in and say hi. Can't stay long, but I hope everything's going well. Dude Man, thank you for coming in and checking in. I would like to tell you that I'm doing fine right now. I've had a very harrowing several weeks, but I am doing okay. Everything's fine in my life. It's just been stressful because baby was sick and had to juggle. Is my wife taking off from work to take care of her, or am I taking work off to take care of her? That kind of stuff. But anyway, okay. So let's do the dad joke now. Last time I did an original dad joke, but I don't have too many of those. So this time I might have to do like a regular dad joke. But I have a list set aside. So here's is the dad joke for right now. Why did the depressed video gamer buy so many game systems? I'm hoping if maybe Taladar is in the chat, if he has a guess as to why did the depressed video gamer buy so many video game systems? Any answers? No? No? Go once? Go twice? Wabi Sabiko says, oh yeah, sick baby, always the hardest. Hope she's alright now. Yes, yes, my baby is fine. It's just rough because we have a daycare. When we send her, there's a policy where if she has a fever, she can't go in for at least 24 hours. So if she was detected to have a fever during the day, then the next day she can't go. So it's like, alright. Okay, so the answer to why did the depressed video gamer buy so many game systems? Because he needed to console himself. Thanks for the dad joke counter. There we go. All right. I know that was terrible. So there's a section in this document of mine that has some jokes that are like probably pretty good, but I don't know if like they're dad joke quality because they're not like. So I don't know. We got a ways to go before we get there, but we'll get there one day. I'll have to figure out what to do. All right, David Piano, Jazz Aces. Oh, I'm so okay. I should be preparing for this trick. But anyway, so that is. We are now going to set out for Jazz Aces. Now, there is a thing that I am thinking about doing because there's a lot of tricks that use the aces. They also have aces in the name. I may have to start using cards that are not the aces to represent the aces. Because I realize that if I do those tricks a lot, I'm going to wear those cards more than like all the other cards. So, okay. All right. First things first. We have we have the 4 aces. We have 4 queens. And that is all that we will need for jazz aces. So, first things first, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place all 4 of the aces out here. And today we're going to be using the Ace of Hearts, which is also signed by Avo, the Crafty Art Hole. It may look like the Grafty Art Hole. I'm sorry, that's the one that I messed up. But anyway, so we have a bunch of queens over here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try and get all of the aces to gather here. And how we're going to do that is we are going to go ahead and grab the ace from here. I'm going to place it in the pile, like so. Okay, and all I have to do is snap my fingers, and believe it or not, that ace has traveled from here to here. Because if I show you, we now have the Ace of Spades. And actually what we have here is just all queens. I know, super strange. But look, if I go ahead and I just grab some other queen, place it down here, and I go ahead and I place this into the pile, like so. Snap my fingers. Believe it or not, that ace has hopped from here down to here. Because look, now we have a second ace there. If I show you all of these cards, right, you're not going to see an ace. They'll just be queens. Now we have one final one. And if I show you, just take some random queen, place it here, grab the last ace, place it into this pile. And if you guys have seen me do the ace assemblies before, I'm going to pull out the horns for this one. We're not going to do any shenanigans with that. I'm just going to touch these two with the horns. And believe it or not, that has transformed this queen into an ace, because look. And actually all of these are the 4 queens. And that, my good friends, is a set of jazz aces. If anybody is also familiar with jazz hands, yeah. Let's see. David Piano with the eyes. Not just the eyes, but the twitching eyes. Turco Machine, thank you for the wow. And jazz. Well, oh, David Piano, thank you kindly for the bits. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the wows and the claps, Gibson Lens. All right, if anybody wants to request something, queue is empty. And also, I've added a couple of other tricks as well. So if anybody missed a portion of the last stream, one of the other magicians, Hallowthorn, actually, I'm gonna exclamation point Ben. Okay, so he is another magician on Twitch that actually streams pretty much mostly magic. And he asked me to do an asymmetrical transposition. And what that means is like, so a transposition in Magic is when you make a card swap places with another card. But an asymmetrical one means you're going to be swapping like several cards for like one card, or like, 3 cards for 2 cards or something. It's asymmetrical. It's not the same number for the same number. So I added a couple of those. One is the shorter version, and then one is the one that I told Hallowthorn on stream that I would practice, and so that is now up for grabs if anybody would like to request that. There's also still one boss trick out there, if anybody remembers from, I think, 2 streams ago. If anybody is not aware what a boss trick is, we have an explanation. It's a trick that I did that I was not perfectly satisfied with, but it's not necessarily that I messed up, although to be fair, this one I did kind of mess up. But just as long as I wasn't 100% happy with the performance, then it's like, okay, it's a boss trick for next time. So, if anybody knows what that one is, I think it was from 2 streams ago. So. All right. And then let's see. Oh, I do. Oh, I haven't even opened my other box just in case. All right. I don't want to ruin the magic. I have this really long box. I used to use it for collectible card games, but now it's for magic. Packets and prepped. So it's a box filled with. And look, I can even show you this. I'm not really giving anything away here, but there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah, I have to grab a few things, and then just in case anybody requests some of those tricks, because some of those tricks require a special thing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, if anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Otherwise... Trading Kings. Okay. Let me know if there's anybody in chat that wants to interact, because this one is way more fun if I do it for someone versus just doing it. So let me know. Otherwise, I can do a different one. David Piano. All right, you are the one. Now, first of all, David Piano, have you seen the trick called Trading Kings? I don't know if the surprise factor will be less wowing, but if not, we're going to do it. You have not. Perfect. Okay. All right. First things first. Let me just make sure I'm ready. Okay, cool. Now, this does require a little bit of prep because, as you'll see in a second, I have cards from 2 different decks. So I've got 4 cards here from a blue-backed deck. And I've got 4 cards here from a red-backed deck. Spoiler alert, they're kings because, you know, if you didn't read the name of the trick, Trading Kings. All right, David, I'm going to need you to think of 2 suits. Actually, why don't you, they need to be different. So pick 1 red suit and 1 black suit. And then once you have them, feel free to just type them in chat. So the red suits are the hearts and the diamonds, so we'll need 1 of those. And the black suits are the clubs and the spades, we'll need 1 of those. So once you have them, I'm not going to break away the screen here, so you'll see this the entire time. Right. Spades and diamonds. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is snap, snap. Would you believe that in one of these piles here, this one, I will turn up the spades. So look, the king of spades, watch. I know. All right, and then diamonds you said? Hold on. Snap. No. I turned over the wrong one. Okay, I've turned that one back, and I've turned over the diamonds correctly. Okay, and now, look, I'm going to turn up the diamonds. I know. Super weird, right? Now, I know. And for everybody who's there, David and I did not plan anything. This is, he could choose anything. He chooses. But believe it or not, David, would you believe that I didn't just turn them face up, but I actually swapped them in the packets as well? Because, as you can see, this is the blue-backed cards, and these are the red-backed cards. Would you believe that this is actually the blue-backed King of Diamonds? Because look, or sorry, the red-backed. I was thinking the right thing, I was saying the wrong thing. Would you believe that this is the blue-backed King of Spades? Because look, if I pull this out and show you. I know! Super weird, right? But wait. But wait, there's more. Because David, I don't know if you know, but as I said, you could have chosen whatever. And actually, I did lie to you. I said that they were all kings. They were actually not all kings because, believe it or not, these other cards actually are not kings at all. They are actually, there's nothing on them. You couldn't have actually picked anything else. You happened to choose everything perfectly. This, yeah, I know, right? So David Piano, that is the 1-2-3 uppercut of Trading Kings. Anyway, thank you for the what? That's unreal! Wow, David Piano, and then also Diamond Club 816. Ah! Holy shit! All right. Hopefully, I read that with accurate intonation as you would have. So, but yeah, thank you for the claps, David Piano, Gibson Lens. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. All right, and oh, perfect! Haha! Yeah, excellent. Diamond Club 816. Do you perform any magic, or you just enjoy watching magic? I'm just curious. Okay. Oh, and we have another request for Aries 4443. Too many cards. All right, I'm gonna take a swig. Then we're gonna prep for too many cards. So a handful of streams ago, this was a boss trick. Messed it up like 2 streams in a row, and then after that, I haven't messed it up since. So. Diamond Club 816. I don't think I found your stream through. Oh, I think I found your stream through Mike 2600. Okay, yes, awesome, cool. Yeah, Mike 2600. He's great. Yeah. He was actually a very surreal interaction because the first time I saw him in a chat, I saw him in a chat, and then somebody shouted me out because he was also another magician. So the person who shouted me out was T Cards, and what ended up happening was he saw me, clicked on it, and said, "Oh." And then he gave me a follow, and then I was like, "Oh, thanks for the follow." And he was like, I think later I asked, "Oh, how'd you find me?" He was like, "I watched you on your YouTube," and then he saw that I was the same guy, and I was like, "That's awesome!" So if anybody didn't know, I put a lot of tricks on YouTube. So. But yeah, Mike 2600. Oh, I should probably shout out Mike 2600 too. Hold on. Mike 2600. Pretty sure it's Mike. Streaming magician. Okay, yep, that sounds right. Yeah, so he's done a bunch of magic. So first of all, Mike 2600, DJ, does a lot of music stuff. Also, he does sleight of hand magic, and so that's pretty cool. And then also, I called out T Cards there. He's also a magician. He's actually a professional magician that has performed at the Magic Castle. He is a variety streamer, though. He streams a lot of things like video games, magic. But actually, T Cards does funny things when he is trying to perform magic. He doesn't just perform magic like I perform magic. He tries and, like, I don't want to say stream snipes, but he actually tries to find other people who are currently streaming and then tries to get them to invite him to his stream to show them magic. So, but anyway, so too many cards, as requested by Aries 4443. All right, so for this trick, we need 5 cards. We're gonna have the Ace of Clubs, the 2 of Clubs, the 3 of Clubs, the 4 of Clubs, and the 5 of Clubs. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Our top card is currently the Ace of Clubs. If I go ahead and I place the Ace of Clubs not on the top, you would expect that if I turn over the top card, it would not be the Ace of Clubs. But look, if I just give it a snap, believe it or not, that's actually going to make the Ace of Clubs hop back up to the top. I know. Let me go ahead and do that again. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to stick it not at the top. Here we are. You would expect that it would not be on the top if I flip over the top card. I'm going to snap my fingers. There it is. I know what you're thinking. Nam, that's not fair. You have 5 cards, and I only have 2 eyes. And to that I would say, you know, you're right. So here, let me go ahead and remove this card because there's too many cards. Alright, look, so top card is now the 2. Now if I place the 2 not on the top, snap my fingers, top card, 2. I know, super weird. If I grab the 2, place it not at the top, like so, snap my fingers, it's the 2. You're probably wondering, Nam, why is it so unfair? You've got 4 cards and I only have 2 eyes. And to that I would say, you're right. There's too many cards. Let me take one out. Okay. Now here, we'll change it up at this point. We have the 3, 4, and the 5 of clubs. Now, all I have to do is place the 3 in between the 4 and the 5. And what's going to happen is, instead of snapping, if I go ahead and I just shake, something strange is going to happen because that 3 is now going to change and turn itself face down. I know, interesting, right? But look, if I turn the 4 and the 5 face down and I place the 3 in between and I go ahead and give that a shake, believe it or not, that's actually going to turn the 3 back up. And you're probably like, but Nam, that is so unfair. I know. Okay, so look, I'll just speed it up, take out the 3. Okay, there we go. But look, we have the 4. And then of course we have the 5. So look, if I grab the 4 and I place it down here underneath, you would think that now if I flip over the top card, it's the 5. But no, because I snapped again, the 4 is actually going to hop up to the top. I know, super strange. Super strange. Okay, but look, if I take the 4 and I place it on the bottom, 4 is going to hop back up to the top. I know, super strange. Look, if I go ahead and I place the 4 right back on the bottom, actually, you know what? There's too many cards. Look, if I just go ahead and I grab the 4 and I remove it, now there's only 1 card left. And most certainly you can follow this card. There's no way. I can't do any shenanigans with 1 card, right? So now I can ask you, what card is this? A lot of people would say the 5. You are correct. However, it's not the 5 that you think it is. It's a different 5. Because look, it is now the 5 of hearts and not the 5 of clubs. And that is too many cards. It's too many cards, guys. I'm just going to take these. Put them away. Sorry, too many cards. Too many cards. Let's see. Thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens. And thank you for the claps, David Piano. Thank you for the incredible Diamond Club 816. I'm just going to call you Diamond Club. I like calling people by their whole names, but sometimes, 816. I don't think there's been another Diamond Club here, so. You're unique. You're the only Diamond Club here. I mean, except for these guys. All right. Hopefully you like that one, Aries. If anybody else would like to request a trick, feel free. The trick list is open. Diamond_club_816. Yeah. So most people who see my name in Twitch, they're just like crazy Asian. But there's this one streamer, and some of you may know him, calls me crazy underscore Asian, and I'm like, okay, technically he's correct. I can't fault him. He's not wrong, but I'm not going to name names. I'm absolutely certain that Gibson Lens knows who it is. All right. So anyway, let's see. If anybody would like to request anything from the trick list, exclamation point TL, and you can click on something that you would like to see as though it was a song list because it's a streamer song list bot. Otherwise, if you would like to request something and you don't know what to request, you can go ahead and click, you can type in exclamation point random, and that'll randomly put something into the queue. Please note there is actually one trick that is not magic. So there is something in there that is not magic. But if anybody wants to see me solve a Rubik's Cube, that's what it is. So getting back to the whole pasta tube thing, macaroni. So I think if you can define a tube by having a length that is longer than its width, that could be a tube, perhaps. So then a ring would not be considered macaroni. But then all the other things that are still macaroni would still be considered macaroni. Let's see. There's also, and I forgot to tell people what the heck this was, but I also have a redeem called the Book of Questions. And when you do that redeem, I think it asks you to put in a number between 1 and like 200 something, but it is a book. I've had a physical book for a while, but I found a digital copy because I don't feel bad about using the digital copy because I have 2 physical copies of this book. But it's just a book with a bunch of random questions, and so if anybody wants me to answer one of those random questions, feel free. Otherwise, I mean, if you have your own question, there's a Ask Me Anything, which is actually much cheaper than the Book of Questions. And also, to be fair, the Book of Questions has a few questions that are not safe for both work, for Twitch, and probably just generally inappropriate. So we hit one of those. If you happen to be one of the lucky winners that hits one of those questions, we'll give you another one. So, all right. See, while Diamond Club is looking to see if there's anything that they want to add, I can just fiddle with some cards for a second. All right, cool. Look, we have a queen, Queen of Hearts. Are you sure? Because look, it's now a 3. 4-to-1 switch, reverse engineered. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, this one's a short one. We can totally do this one. First, I'm gonna find a 4 of a kind. Let's find 3s because I saw a couple of 3s next to each other. Okay. All right, so we've got 4 3s. Actually, wait. This is the one where I just need another card, so another bonus card. Let's do a face card. Okay. My apologies. It's actually exclamation point TL for trick request, but I'll get it for you. 4-to-1 switch. All right. What? It doesn't do numbers very well. That's amazing. Hey, I've QA'd the streamer song list, and it doesn't like numbers. All right, 4-2. That is okay. So anyway, Diamond Club, excellent find. So I'm not upset, but I'm super interested in why the heck that doesn't work. So head to queue. Diamond Club. All right, we'll get that in there for you. All right, never been performed officially. Okay. All right. You did TL, not TR. Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot. Gibson Lens has told me. That sounded way more epic than I needed. Than I meant it to. Okay, so we have threes and a queen of spades. All right. So interesting thing that we have here. If I go ahead and I place the queen of spades out over here, and we've got the rest of the cards as the threes, there's actually something interesting that I can now do with these cards, because if I show you, all I have to do is look, watch. All I have to do is snap, and believe it or not, this pile spread into 4 cards, and this is now only 1 card, and actually this is the queen of spades, and all of the threes are over here. Okay, that one was short, and since you guys now see the mechanics, I actually had come up with a trick for this, like telling a story. It was a way different story. I don't know if the story is appropriate now, but you know what? I'm going to tell it anyway. We're going to go ahead and use the Jack of Hearts, because so these threes are going to represent some lovely ladies, and the Jack of Hearts is going to represent a peeping Tom. So here we go. If I go ahead and I take the peeping Tom and I place him aside over here, and I have all of the lovely ladies over here that the peeping Tom would love to hang out with, all the peeping Tom has to do is somehow try and get from there to over here. But look, once the peeping Tom gets over here, all of the lovely ladies have actually hopped over here instead to get away from said peeping Tom. I know, right? Okay. Well, now that you understand the mechanics, or you saw the mechanics, you saw it twice. I don't know if you saw anything or if it was clean both times. I think it was clean both times. So, but yeah, so that is, I guess, a general demonstration on, like, okay, if you have a trick, it doesn't have to be rote, telling people, hey, this is the cards, you know, you don't have to narrate, just you can tell a story, right? So, and this was short enough, I could just do it. All right. Thank you for the claps, Gibson Lens. All right, cool. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly test. Trick request 4, 2, 1. Okay, that does work. All right. Never mind. I am an idiot. All right, so we can just gonna trash that now. Okay, cool. Excellent. Learning things about StreamerSonglist. I never thought I would continue to learn. Trick queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request something, feel free. And if not, I can continue to practice all night. I can just fiddle with cards for a little bit. Not sure how good that looked. There is a trick that I think the classic version of the trick I have not put on my streamer. I have not put on the trick list because I don't think I do it that well. I do have variations of it that I think are probably more impressive, but I think I kind of want to try doing it right now. So, actually, before we do this, I can take out all the jokers, because that'll probably make things more confusing. Although I guess each joker is identifiable. One of them is our Panda Volta joker. But it'll just be simpler if it's not. Okay, so this is technically a magician's choice, because I'm pretty sure it's not. Actually, let me double check. It's not on there. Yep, it is not. Okay, so if you search for the keyword Triumph on my trick list, you will not see a standard version of Triumph, which is like the trick that these two other Triumph tricks are based on. And let me go ahead and perform this one right now, and hopefully it's not horrible. And if I mess it up, that means I have to add it, because it has to be a boss trick next time. So first things first, if we had a spectator, I could have them select a card. Doesn't really matter which card. I've actually added a bot as well. So normally you can roll a d20, you can roll a d10, 6, 8, 2. Yeah, this is an off the menu trick, Gibson Lens. Off the menu. But I've actually added d52. I don't think mathematically a d52 can be easily made without it being weird, but I've added d52. So we've got a number 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. All right, so that is our selection. Okay, it doesn't really matter that I know what it is, because, well, you'll see. All right, and if anybody cares, speak up now. And this is where I guess I could use like the chat lag to my advantage. Like, no, you have no time. All right, before I reveal. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and reveal. It is the 9 of clubs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and place the 9 of clubs somewhere into the middle of the deck. Okay, like so. All right, and then what we're going to do is do some shuffles. Now, that is lost, and what we're now going to do is we're going to do something that only heathens would do. We're going to shuffle face up into face down cards. Yes, I know, it pains me, and I say it in the other tricks as well, but I know it's rough to do. I can't even like shuffle smoothly because it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good. So, all right. What we have here is we've got some cards that are face up, face down, all over the place. So we can show you that there is like a back to a front, like a front to a back to a back, and yeah. So these cards are all messed up. But look, all I have to do is use my hand and wave it over the deck, and now the shadow is doing all of the dirty work that the deck needs to do. And believe it or not, this shadow has earned its weight in gold. I know, it's terrible. It's shadow. Okay, but believe it or not, the deck has been repaired. And if I wanted to end this as a comedy routine, I'd just stop it here and be like, whoa, 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 it's over. And then I don't show you the deck. But it'd be way more impressive if I show you the deck. And everything is actually facing in the correct direction. Everything except for one card, actually. It's this one. Anybody remember what our card was? If you don't, I'm pretty sure it's this one. 9 of clubs. That was it, right? Just making sure. I actually don't remember. But anyway, so this is classic Triumph. So this is the original Triumph that then spawned all of the other versions of Triumph. So I do like the other ones better, but this is the one that is like the classic version of that one. So, and I don't think I messed that one up, so I thought that was fine. So I'll probably end up adding that to my trick list. All right. Thank you for the claps. Gibson Lens, Wabi Sabiko, Fenwig. Hey, welcome in, Fenwig. How's it going? And thank you for the. Oh wow, Wabi Sabiko. Do you prefer Wabi Sabiko or like do you prefer Sabi? Because I know I've seen your Discord name is Sabi. So all right, Sabi's fine. Okay, Sabi's fine. All right, Sabi. There we go. Okay, let's see. Trick queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request, feel free. Um, I don't mind. Wasabi is a bike is okay too. I'm really glad that you're okay with that one. And I know that if people mess up names and sometimes it's offensive, but I think that one's funny, and I didn't want you to be annoyed by it when we were like uh, chatting about it. But so thank you. All right, so let's see. I'm going to actually add that trick to the streamer song list officially. And then in the meantime, if anybody wants to request something, feel free. Otherwise, by the time I'm done, if there's nothing in there, I will do what we've been doing. We'll still do magic. It's not like I'm going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs. That doesn't seem fun. I can't play music or anything for anybody. So I mean, I could play music, but I'd just be like playing it from like a media player from a website or something. I would not be actually creating any music on my own. So, all right, let's see here. Triumph. Vernon. Card trick. Triumph. I also wanted to keep statistics on what tricks I do, so I wanted to add it to make sure that it gets counted as a perform. All right. It's funny, no worries. Haha. DJ Kazaz. You want me to call you DJ Kazaz? I think that'd be hard to remember. All right. Okay, let's do random. I was thinking about this too. It's like I need to add more things to my list because as my streams, as I continue to stream, my 50 trick list isn't going to cut it. Especially if, because I was looking at the statistics and it's like for a 2.5 hour stream or so, I could do up to potentially 20 of my tricks, which is like 40% of the list. So I need to add. Oh, crazy Asian, Kazaz. Oh, now I get it. Yes, me playing music. Yes, that's right. DJ. I don't like the DJ part, but the Kazaz. There's potential. There's potential there. That's actually a way better name than. So I was trying to come up with like a random nickname for. So like my wife used to babysit some kids, and the kids they just because my name is Nam, they just call me Mr. Nam because my last name is actually tough to pronounce for a lot of English speakers. So just call me Mr. Nam. But it's like, well, wait, if I was a magician, what would I have people call me? Like I don't know. Like if I was a real if I had to actually market myself, would I market myself as crazy Asian? I don't know. That seems maybe politically insensitive. Even though I don't know, I like it. But Mr. Nam, it sounds so officious and maybe boring. I don't know. I gotta find the vampire card trick here. But Kazaz has pizzazz and rhymes with pizzazz, so it really, totally works out. I'm gonna have to think about that. But thank you, Sabi. I like that. All right, I'm not sure who has seen the vampire card trick, but This one, besides it being like a random selection, is actually picked occasionally. So I'm like, oh, okay, people must like it. Okay, so I have a packet of a few cards, and these cards are the Ace of Hearts, the Two of Hearts, the Three of Hearts, and the King of Spades. Now, the King of Spades is going to represent our vampire, and the vampire is going to go out to suck the blood of our victims, and we've chosen the Ace, 2, and 3 to represent the first, second, and third victims. Now, all it takes, if people have seen the show True Blood, is a second, because those vampires are quick. Vampires are fast. People love vampires. I know, right? So we still have our third victim, which hasn't been touched. The second victim and our vampire. But look, our first victim, the Ace, has completely had the blood sucked out of them. Both the front and the back side. I know. Super, super weird. That's okay. First victim, just one person. My apologies for coughing into your ear holes. Couldn't get mute fast enough. But look. Second victim, third victim, and our vampire. All it takes is a second. Because Buffy's not around. We have the 3, our vampire, and the second victim, blood, completely sucked out of them. And now we have our third victim. And of course, our vampire. That's all it takes. Completely gone. Completely had the blood sucked out of him. I know. Let's pretend this is Spike from Buffy. Spike's like, oh man, I just sucked away too many people's blood. Buffy's gonna come looking for him. So he knows. He's gotta leave. So otherwise, he's gonna get slayed. It's in the name, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So Spike's gonna get out. Because he doesn't want to get slayed by Buffy. I mean, there's a movie and a show. And the show is very popular, so he's not going to stick around. And that is the vampire card trick. Themed as Buffy, I guess. Okay. Alright, I'm okay. It's fine. Thank you for the emotes and the claps. Sabi, Fenwig, Gibson Lens, Fenwig's Legend, wait for it, Dairy. I know that's not how it's parsed, but I used to watch How I Met Your Mother all the time. And I was like, that's what I thought of. And actually, for anybody who didn't know, Neil Patrick Harris is actually a magician. So, and not just like haha, he does tricks and also is an actor and does all that. He is actually firmly, squarely in the magic world. Like, he can do performances. He's actually had a position as the president of the Magic Castle, of the Magical Arts Academy, and stuff like that. So he's like legitimately a magician. So when you see him doing magic tricks on How I Met Your Mother, he's actually doing those tricks. he's not like, I just learned 5 minutes ago or had a body double. He can actually do them. So, ooh, I just noticed the heat extension. The heat extension. I have no idea what we're talking about. Fenwig, thank you for the watch it. Okay. Thank you for the fanning. I guess yes. My coughing was I'm a little warm. In your stream, it's some way to click in your video. Oh, I added it. Oh, I added it, but I don't know if it works. I didn't have a chance to try it. Okay, hold on. Can you try clicking on the screen if you're on desktop? Because I've heard that it will not work. Does it show up with anything? And I may not be able to see this in OBS. I may have to look. It's fanning love emotes. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, I may have to figure something out because cursor is a red dot. Is it like a pointer? Yeah. So I was trying to fiddle with it, and so Infozar, another magician, he uses this as a way to get people that's in chat to be able to click on the screen, and it places something on the screen to indicate what they pointed at. And so I would like to use it. I haven't read up on all of the details. I think I have to change something, but I haven't gotten there yet. Okay, yeah. Now that you mentioned that, Gibson lens, my memory is catching back up with me. Yes, I did try the heat extension. I don't know how to test it not on stream, so thanks for reminding me. So now that I know that it doesn't work, and I'm trying it myself as well on stream, and it's not doing anything. So yeah, I think I have to do something to change it to make things show up and persist. But then once that happens, then I could be like, hey, somebody, I can spread a deck like this, and maybe a little bit better, and then they can click on screen, and then hopefully can indicate which card was selected. So happy to quality test now. Awesome. Yeah, thank you for testing, everybody. Okay, so the trick queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request anything, feel free. What am I doing? There's no space for this over there. Yeah, also I've been changing up my personal laptop setup, and I've been changing web browsers. So historically I've been a Chrome user basically forever, and virtually uncontested for a long time. And occasionally I would use Firefox because I used to use Firefox as my primary prior to Chrome. But I've noticed that if I have a bunch of stuff open, now that I occasionally will have 2 Twitch streams open, a YouTube video open, potentially all 3 playing, and then also maybe doing some like other web stuff, and I'm like, this is ridiculous because my computer resources would just go sky high, and like my fan goes crazy, and I'm like, it doesn't need to be like this. And also I was like, Chrome, why are you using so many resources? So I started doing some research. But anyway, I'm now primarily using 4 web browsers, but I'm using each one for a separate thing. And if I'm not doing that other thing, I'll just close them, and then it'll save my one session. So I don't have 5 browser windows that have 50 bajillion tabs. Each one of these just has like maybe 8 tabs, and so I can open it, close it, and it'll have those same 8 tabs. It's pretty quick. And then also the browser that I've chosen for all of my media stuff, I'm using, so I'm on a Windows machine, but I'm using one called Opera GX, which is touted to be the gamer's browser, and it is surprisingly very good for performance. Not very good for security. So my main one that I'm using now for like privacy and security is the Brave browser. So if anybody cares, I did a bunch of research. I polled all my friends on Facebook, and I came to this conclusion. So if anybody wants, I can talk more about it, but for the most part, that is what I've recently done. And so now I use 4 browsers. My other 2 browsers, I can't get rid of Chrome because it's actually too good with the Google Suite. So if I'm doing like, you know, things with Google Docs and Google Sheets and things like that, it is still pretty good for that. But I kind of wanted to just eliminate my general browsing with Chrome, and then my other one is I'm still using Firefox. So anyway, I have a sleight of hand magic stream, so let's add magic. Revolver. All right, awesome. Aries 4443 says, I use multiple browsers too. Awesome. That is great. Hopefully you are using them and you have a purpose for them and you're not just using them because you're just disorganized, which is different. But I believe you sound like you know what you're doing, so I'm going to say definitely good to separate like your concerns. Gibson Len says, I do end up having to use 3 browsers for various reasons. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, I have to use this for work, I have to use this for blah, this doesn't work in blah, blah, blah. I did discover a quirk. So in Opera GX, I cannot upload a picture to Instagram from desktop. I know, it's super specific, but so now I have to use all my, so now I'm using Brave for all my social media. I was using Chrome, as I said, and everything. But okay, let's see here. I'm prepping for Revolver. That's right. Okay, hang tight. We've got this. Okay, I would like to not mess this up. All right. Let's see. Wabi Subiko asks, how come Brave is better? Well, it's not necessarily better. So the biggest thing is that web browsers have come a long way in the last couple of decades, and most of them are very comparable. So like the ones that I looked at between Chrome, Edge, Brave, and Avast, they're all based on Chromium anyway, so they're all very similar. The feature sets are I would say almost identical. There's a few things that are slightly different. But the end of the day is if a web browser is not easy to use, most people probably will not use them. And so they're all easy to use. They're all fine. The other thing is, it's probably no secret to anybody that Google loves to track your data, right? And track your searches and everything. If you want better browser privacy, Brave was built to kind of help the user control how much privacy they have. So yeah. Gibson Lens, I do end up still remember the pain when I had to use Internet Explorer for work because there's only one site that only worked in IE. That sucks. I'm sorry. But yeah, surprisingly, Edge is actually pretty good now. Edge is basically Chromium. There's not that much. I chose not to use Edge because I hate the fact that they're trying to push the use of Edge unnecessarily onto Windows users. But anyway, all right, we're gonna pick up on this browser thing after I get to Revolver. Okay, cool. So we have the Ace of Diamonds, the 2 of Diamonds, the 3 of Diamonds, and the 4 of Diamonds. And with this trick, what we are going to do is turn one of the cards face down. And we are going to shoot the bullets out of this revolver in order from Ace to 4. Because look, by shooting that bullet, it's going to go ahead and turn that chamber face down. I know, right? Now, we're going to go ahead and do that with the second one as well. So look, we're going to shoot the second chamber bullet, and we'll see that the ace turns itself face back up, but the 2 is now face down. I know, right? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and shoot the bullet from the third chamber, because now you'll see that the ace 2 and the 4 are face up, but then the 3 is face down. And now finally we're going to go ahead and make the 4 be the one that is turned face down, because if I show you, nope, that didn't work. I think because I misordered things. Hold on. Okay, now I've turned the 4 face down. I know. Okay. So let's see. What we can do is we can go ahead and turn the 4 face up. So now we have all of the cards face up. Now here's one thing I don't know if you might have seen, but all of the cards may appear to be red backed, but part of the revolver is that none of the cards are actually red backed. All of the cards are actually blue backed. Super strange, right? And that, my friends, is the revolver. I was about to do exclamation point revolver. And I'm like, that's not a command. Thank you for the claps. Wabi Sabiko, Gibson Lens, Fenwig. Thank you kindly. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for being here, guys. And, oh, thank you for the damn Diamond Club. I like that you, so I would assume that normally people would do DAAAMN. So I'm glad you added the extra AA in there. Let's see. All right, trick list is open, so if anyone wants to request anything, feel free. See, back to the browser thing. Oh yeah, so I decided not to use Edge because Microsoft was kind of oppressive in their, we need you to use this, and I'm like, no, I'm not into that. But I was actually using it for a little bit. I'm like, it's fine. It's not like any different really than Chrome or Brave, if you like that experience. The other one that I tried that was kind of security related was Avast. If you've ever heard of Avast antivirus, it's like a common, popular, and it's pretty good free antivirus. They do upsell a lot of stuff, and I do use their antivirus offering, but I don't pay for it. I just use the free one. But they have a browser, and it was kind of quote unquote built also on Chromium, but like with security in mind. And it didn't perform as well as I would like to use it, so therefore I ended up using Brave. So like Brave, Chrome, Edge, and Avast, I ended up, those were kind of all in the same class because they had the same features. They have browser tabs, they have things that are similar to each other, basically. So Brave is it. And then for the other one, for performance, I basically narrowed it down basically just to Opera. The only thing I separate it and I group it with Firefox is because they don't have browser tabs. So those two, or at least not in the same way as the other ones. So I use browser tabs a lot, so I'm like, But also they have Opera GX and Firefox have the ability to click the tab to mute it. And I found that that's very useful when you have media playing on a ton of tabs. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So anyway, I chose Opera GX. I'm still using Firefox, but Opera GX is now the one. It also has a slicker dark mode. I think hold on. I think I set up my screen share. Okay, everybody see that? No, wait, nobody can see anything. Everybody see that? Okay, so yeah, this is. Oh, let me turn off my face. That sounds weird. Video capture. Okay. So yeah, this is Opera GX. So it's touted to be like the gamer's browser. So you have a bunch of things for things on the left. You can kind of add like shortcuts and sites that you would normally use here. I'm only going to use it basically just for media related stuff, and then I'm always in dark mode for everything. But I mean, it basically looks like everything else. So it's the one that yeah. So there's no browser tabs. Can you see? Hold on. Can you see if I right click? No, you can't. All right. Anyway, first let me restore my face. Okay, and then we can move back. Oh, whoops. No, let's go back here. Okay. Impromptu tech stream. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Hopefully I didn't go too deep. Hopefully I didn't lose just like literally everybody except for the people who are interested in tech. But I guess to some people tech is kind of magical, right? All right. Let's see if anybody's lurking out there, if anybody has popped in for the first time, just want to see what's going on. Hi, my name is Nam, and I am a sleight of hand magic enthusiast. I talk English good. I'm Asian. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Sorry. My name is Nam, and I enjoy sleight of hand magic, and I do card tricks. I've co-opted a StreamerSonglist. If anybody would like to request a trick, do exclamation point TL to bring up the trick list. Or if you want to just request something, you do exclamation point random to put something into the list. Sabi, thanks for the info. You're welcome. The one thing I can say about people's behavior is that once they find something that works, they typically are complacent, and I'm also guilty of this, not just with tech, but like other things. And it's just like sometimes if you just need to reevaluate, because sometimes doing the same thing as you've always done isn't always the best thing for you. Like, oh, I've had the same insurance policy for 18 years. Well, maybe it's not the best insurance policy for you anymore. Look at it and see what it's offering you. You probably have different life circumstances than 18 years ago. So, and sorry if that hit too close to home to anybody, my apologies, but you know, realistic life situations. All right. So I'm practicing this change. I don't know how good it looks, but that probably looked terrible. Meh, maybe okay. I don't know. There's this one that I do. It's like, it's tough because I don't know what it's called. I just know how to do it. I can show both of my hands empty, point here, and then I can just make a card change. Like that. Okay. I think that looked good. I can do this one. I just don't know what it's called. Show that hand empty. Show this hand empty. Point. Wave. Okay, that's the one thing about cards. Like, for example, turning a red 8 of diamonds to a red 8 of hearts, very unimpressive. Same thing with like similar numbers, but yeah, that's basically what it looks like. So, but yeah, these are called color changes. So when you get some cards, so when you get some cards and you want to change them into another card, let's see, we've got 7 of diamonds here and the king of spades here. And if I want to change this, so like I'm going to go ahead and leave the 7. But look, if I go ahead and change this to a different card right now, you'll think that, you know, this is not the king, right? But in all actuality, it is. So, I know, super weird. But yeah, that is the nature of color changes. So yeah, if you hear a magician refer to a color change, they're basically making a card change from one card to another card. That was horrible. That was very horrible. We're going to do that one again. Luckily, this is not a real trick. Not a boss trick. Alright, here we go. Okay. A little bit better. That one I'm weak on, I guess. Okay, there we go. Alright. Sabi, wow, nice! How does that work? Fenwig says, magical! Magica! Magia! I don't know what language people speak, but I started trying to learn the word magic in a bunch of different languages, and I was like, okay. Trying to remember. Full disclosure, I don't remember what the languages are, I just remember what the word magic is now. Okay. Alright, let's add something. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody having fun? I am graced that you would choose to spend your Sunday night with me before, you know, choosing to get sleep to go back to work tomorrow, assuming you have to go to work tomorrow. Gibson says, you suddenly reminded me that there's a DuckTales character named Magica Dispel. Yeah, it's the, she's the magical duck, black hair, like heeled shoes, right? I think. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. All right, 8-card brainwave. Oh, okay. In order to do brainwave, the only way it's interesting is if I have somebody. Is there anybody in the chat? Yeah, that's the one, Gibson Lens. Yeah, I remember. All right, brainwave, I think is only impressive if I have somebody to interact with. Is there anybody who would like to interact, or otherwise we'll have to do a different one because I don't think this one will be that impressive if I do the choosing. Sabi, you have volunteered. Okay, me. All right, first thing, Sabi, I want you to clear your mind. I don't want you to believe that I can affect your mind. But my attempts may or may not have begun. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to select a card out of 8. You can't have the 8-card brainwave without 8 cards. But if you choose your first instinct card, I might be able to predict it. So instead, choose your second or your third instinct card. And maybe choose one of those. Or maybe choose another one. It's up to you. But I'm now going to switch cameras. Here. And now, Sabi, I'm going to spread these 8 cards. Now, I need you to make an official selection. You can follow my advice, you can disregard me, the choice is up to you. But your choices are Jack of Spades, King of Clubs, 4 of Diamonds, 7 of Clubs, Joker, 9 of Diamonds, 2 of Spades, or Queen of Hearts. You have selected one? Okay. I am not going to change screens. I will not break away. But go ahead and tell me and chat what it is in chat, and I will show you that I knew which one you would pick all along. Yeah, go ahead. Tell everybody. Tell me, tell chat, tell everybody. All right, 9 of Diamonds. So out of all of these cards, you chose the 9 of Diamonds. Okay, here's your chance. Would you like to change your mind? Or do you want to stick with the 9 of Diamonds? Up to you. Stick with it is fine. Okay, excellent. So out of all of these cards, you've selected the 9 of Diamonds. Now, Sabi, you and I, we did not set anything up. Number 1. Number 2, at the end of the day, I want you to know that I did not sign any deals with the devil. This is not black magic. There is no sorcery. I am just doing sleight of hand magic and maybe a little extra. There is this field of magic called mentalism, and this is one of those. Don't lose any sleep over this. Okay, just know you could have changed your mind or chosen a different card. All right, here we go. First things first. 9 of Diamonds. I'm going to set that aside for a second. Okay, and I just want to show you the rest of these right now. Now all of these cards are blue backed except for one. Your selection, the 9 of Diamonds. And that is the 8-card brainwave. As I said, don't lose any sleep. Just it's okay. Just know, sleight of hand magic, also maybe mentalism. But, yes. So, thank you for the claps and the emotes, Sabi and Fenwig. Thank you for the wow. I'm going to say, I think that's wow. That's how it came across to me. So. Okay, awesome. Excelente. So I've had some trouble breathing the last few weeks. I don't know if anybody could tell about my coughing the last few streams. I'm a lot better today, but like I'm still coughing a little bit. It's still reeling. I took a COVID test a few days ago, and it's not COVID, but it seems pretty bad. But I don't know. I'm still alive, kicking. All right, awesome. I'm doing magic. Thanks for being in here, guys. I appreciate it. If nobody was here and I tried to do magic, I would not actually be performing magic. I would just be fiddling with cards and practicing, basically. Because I mean, I know what's going on. It's not magical to me, but it is magical in the eye of the beholder. Although at this point, some people who have showed up, who have shown up, who has shown up, man, I don't know the English, the proper English for that. But anyway, I know like Gibson Lens, he's been in the stream a lot. He might have seen several tricks many times. They might not be that magical anymore to him. They might be, I don't know. I guess it depends. Fenwick, thank you for the emotes. Alright, let me see if there's a trick. Let me see. Is there a trick that I've not done? Oh, okay, I'm going to request one because I want to do this because I just added it to the list today. And I didn't do it. So let's see. Gibson says I'm still bad at figuring out the tricks. Oh yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Honestly that's perfect. Even if you see a lot of magic, unless you know a bunch of the techniques, which honestly is technically like a Google search away. But if you don't ever want to know, don't look it up because you'll fall down my rabbit hole. And now we are in magic. We're not supposed to know how the tricks work. Yeah, that's correct. You're not supposed to know how the tricks work. Okay. All right. Okay, I need a 4 of a kind. If anybody wants to select a 4 of a kind, I'm going to use them to be my helpers for this trick. And we'll go from there. So anybody who wants to type something in the chat, you can name a 4 of a kind, like the 4 fours, the 4 eights, the 4 kings, whatever. Then I also have a random card. You can do exclamation point R card. So if we do that, I can also just use the 4 of a kind that ends up showing up. Speaking of which, Gibson Lens, I know that you are both a mod and you use StreamerSonglist. Let's see, the 5s? Okay, good. We're going to separate all the 5s. So while I separate the 5s, I'm going to tell this story to Gibson Lens. Gibson Lens, I know that you've done development as well, and you're a mod, and you understand commands. So I saw another streamer, one of the other Magic streamers, had a command to randomly pick all 1 out of 52 cards. And I was like, oh. And I looked, and it was literally just, they put everything in the bucket. So like all 52 cards separately. And I was like, wait a second. And so mine just puts in you choose a random suit, and then you choose a random rank between 1 and king, or ace and king. So anyway, here are 5s. They're going to be the helpers for the trick. The 5 of spades, 5 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 5 of diamonds, and we're just going to put them aside for the moment. Now we're going to need a card selected. It's going to require stop. I think there might be a chat delay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just scroll and let me do that without doing that. And then, believe it or not, that is not part of the trick. But we're not going to start it over because everything's fine. Okay, here we go. Stop. Okay. All right, that's odd. We'll just skip through and not grab that one because I think people saw that one and they were like, he's going to make me do that one. Okay, so we'll pick the Jack of Spades. So the Jack of Spades is actually going to be our selection. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the Jack of Spades is I'm going to go ahead and place it here. And what I'm going to do with the 5s over here is we're going to go ahead and... Oh, Fenwick said stop. Thank you for the stop. And Gibson says your software dev skills come in handy. Oh, yeah, for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the 5s face down here. And what we are going to do is hopefully something interesting. Hopefully the title of the trick, the 4-for-1 switch, doesn't give it away. But that's probably not the best time to bring that up. But look, if I just wave my hand over these a few times, and believe it or not, all 4 of those cards have now disappeared, and it's actually become 1 card right here. And actually, if I just fan this, that 1 card that we put in there is now these 4 cards. And believe it or not, our selection, the Jack of Spades, I believe, is now here. And then what could these 4 cards be? Well, you guessed it. It is the 4 5s that we said would be our helpers at the beginning of the trick. And that, my friends, is the 4-for-1 switch by Patrick Kuhn. So yeah, I think I did well on that one. I don't think I messed up. So I'll keep it on the list. All right, awesome. I'd known how to do that for a while. I just forgot how to do it during the last stream, but like I was pretty rusty on that one. I hadn't done it for a while, so let's see. Gibson, your software dev skills company. Oh yeah. So yeah, I definitely think that me picking up a bunch of streamer tech has been helped by the fact that I'm not intimidated by it. I just gotta sit down and figure it out. Fenwick says, "Wow, Wasabi." Oh, sorry, I was going to say Wasabi is a bike. Okay, Wasabi says, "What happened?" Gibson Lens, thank you for the claps. As always, typing in chat. I was about to type clap to clap for myself. No. Yeah, it's tough for me because I am so before 2022. I never really hung out in Twitch ever since I started in the beginning of 2022. I'm now in a bunch of communities. I hang out. I like listening to live music all the time now, and before it would just be not. But as I said, now I'm like I have 2 Twitch streams open sometimes, and it's just like, oh, I want to hang out with people. So, hey, welcome in Alchemmutation Music. I have to remember not to call you Alchemmutation Studios now, but formerly known as the artist formerly known as Alchemmutation Studios. So, welcome in. How's it going, Craig? Let me see. We're going to go ahead and shout out if anybody likes metal music. Also has occasionally done some magic on stream. I know that Alchemmutation Music is a mod for the other Twitch magicians. So, and I guess while we're here, if anybody would like to see other people perform magic on Twitch, we've now got new commands for them. Infozar, also known as Jack, performs magic on stream, and also we have Ben as well. Did I rate limit myself, or did Stream Elements not send a thing? Nope, never mind. Okay, I'm just seeing like slight delay. Hallowthorn, a Singaporean magician, does live on the other side of the world, so but also very good. Also streams magic on Twitch. So if anybody wants more magic, there you go. I'm listening to a DJ stream, but watching you. Haha, awesome. Yeah, honestly, I don't say that much important stuff. Like unless you want to listen to the story of the trick, it's probably irrelevant, especially if you've seen some other magic before. You can probably follow along, figure it out, what's going on. I do occasionally tricks to shout you guys out. Oh, well, thank you kindly, Alchemmutation Music. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you kindly. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, reminder: the queue is empty. If anybody would like to add anything, if not, I can, as per usual. And then also, if anybody has missed it, I have new redeems, and you can make me do some tricks potentially with tarot cards, an Uno deck, Magic the Gathering cards, a big deck, and I did want to add another one because I just got them in the mail, but those cards are not currently here. They're upstairs. But it was going to be a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and it's going to be me doing tricks with a super tiny deck of cards. Full disclosure, I haven't put it on yet because I don't know if I'm going to be able to do tricks with them yet. But we'll see. We'll see. Make my hair disappear. Wait, genetics beat you to it. Well, my apologies, Alchemmutation Music. Also, hair is not cards. I'm off the hook. I'm out. Deuces. Sorry. Let me find some twos. Deuces. No. Good answer. Yeah. I I have a casual interest in a lot of things, and I once talked too much about how much I knew about uh like I all I did was just read like 3 articles on some genetics on why people age. And it came up during conversation at work, not my current, this is like almost 10 years ago, I think, but I was like, oh man, if we could just figure out a way to just prevent the telomeres from, staying on each time they cell divide, then we could theoretically be immortal and like the cells could keep on dividing forever. And somebody was like, why are you not on that? And I'm like, I am a software engineer. I don't do genetics. So, yeah. Anyway, to fill out everybody else in who doesn't know, I as I said, have a casual interest in a lot of things, but telomeres are the things at the end of um, your genes, or basically long strings of chromosomes. And when your cells divide, you technically lose some length on that. And the telomeres prevent them from regrowing. They're kind of like the aglet on your shoe. If you don't know what an aglet is, it's that thing that's on the shoelace that prevents that allows you to slide. Anyway, so it's like an aglet, but on your your genes. And basically, when it divides, then it prevents it from getting longer. But theoretically, if your cell were to divide and the instructions allowed, they could just maintain their length, so they could divide forever. Anyway. But also, why are you not on that? Alchemmutation music! What did I just say? What are we doing here? A magic stream. Alright, hold on. Let me just add something to the queue. Alright. I already did this one. You gotta add a new one. Okay, I technically did this one, but I don't think anybody was here earlier, so I'm going to actually do this one again. But we're not doing Trading Kings again, because I think I did that not that long ago. I think it was David Piano. Alright, first things first. Let's go ahead and have these 2 cards. Let's see. Alchemmutation student music. Have you seen the 2-card Monty performed? Have you seen this? Let me know. As I get set up. I mean, setup's not that complicated. I'm literally just looking for a matching pair. Okay, here we go. Why, you ask? I'm here to annoy you into figuring out immortality. Oh, okay. Clearly, that is way more productive than me performing magic. I mean, probably true, but as I said, I'm not into genetics. Or I don't work, I don't talk English good. Alright. Anyway, here we go. If you were here, Alchemmutation music, what I could do is ask you to hold out your hand with your fingers like this, and I would go ahead and place these 2 black 7s into your fingers. Since you are not here, we can't do that, so I'm going to use this card box to help out. We're playing a game, and because it has Monty in the name, you typically never want to play a Monty game with anybody on the street. But since we're friends, it's okay. Alright, so here's the thing. We have the 7 of clubs, and then there's the 7 of spades down there. So if I had the 7 of clubs here, you would say that you have the 7 of spades, correct? Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and do something interesting. If I was doing this trick, I would tell you that magicians will sometimes switch the card out. What they would do is they would actually slide it in line it up exactly, and then pull the other card out really quickly from beneath your fingers. And that's how a switch could be done. Now, this is the 7 of spades. So therefore, you must have the, what would you say? I would hope you would say the 7 of clubs. Okay, clubs. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, go. Cool. You're paying attention. Excellent. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I would do the change at speed. So I'm going to hold this down and pretend, and I would just tell you, okay, I'm going to go ahead and swap it once, swap it twice, and place it at the bottom. Now, would you believe that the top card, you would think that that's the 7 of clubs. Would you be impressed if that was the 7 of spades and this was the 7 of clubs? Or would you only be impressed if this was the 7 of clubs and this was the 7 of spades? And it doesn't really matter what you say, because all of that was very confusing, and honestly, whichever one is which, you'd probably not be impressed. You'd just be like, oh, I just forgot. I didn't follow them. I know. I get it. That's what the 2-card Monty is designed to do. But, because this is magic, and not just a con, I would tell you, okay, make a prediction, and then I would tell you, go ahead and flip your whole hand over. And so you could hold this, and then you would turn it over, and you would now see they're not the black 7s at all. They are the red queens. And you would be like, what? Mutation music. Flip! Alright, sorry, I don't have a table to flip. I mean, sorry, I didn't put that command in because insurance on my table. Yeah, that's it. And so that's why you don't play 2-card Monty on the street. Or really any Monty on the street. I would like table flip. Lol. Okay. I'll have to come up with something creative. Thank you for the lol alchemmutation music, and thank you for the emotes, Fenwig. Awesome, dude. Very cool. Yeah. So actually, alchemmutation music. If you like that trick, it's not that hard to do sleight-wise. So if you want to learn it, we can talk about it in probably magician chat. So you let me know if you ever want to learn that. I can send things or show you. Let's see. Well done. Thank you kindly. Okay. I had no agenda or itinerary, so I was just like, well, I want to hang out. I kind of wanted to see, and see if new redeems worked. Some people did stuff, so that's good. Wow, it looks like the bots are a little bit slow today. Interesting. Don't know why. I can assure you it's not my computer. My computer's and my download and upload speeds are stupid fast, so it's not that. I'm wired in. I am not on a wireless connection or anything, so. Let's see here. How long have I been going? I didn't. 2 hours, 3 minutes. Okay. So I actually have an idea of what I want to do for a finale today. It is a trick that is off menu. It is something that I'm working on. I don't even have good patter for it yet, but I want to come up with patter. So part of this is if I show you guys, I would like to get some feedback if anybody has a good idea for it. Because I think it'll be the next trick I record for my YouTube. I'm doing those once a week. So, and if anybody didn't know, I have over 100 magic tricks on my YouTube. I did, and I can guarantee that because I did a project at the beginning of this year, from January 2nd to April 11th, and I did 100 magic tricks. I performed, recorded, and uploaded 100 magic tricks in 100 days. Playlist is there. If anyone wants to check it out, feel free. If you don't want to check it out, but you want to support me, you can just play the playlist and just leave it in a tab. Anyway, Yeah, so after that, the sustainability of one trick per day is basically not possible. So I'm now doing one trick a week, which is very sustainable because I was like, oh man, trying to figure out how to do a trick a day for a bunch of those days. But yeah, okay. So this is consider this last call. If anybody would like to add anything to the trick queue, feel free. Otherwise, I will uh, add a trick. It'll be probably Magician's Choice as the off menu one that I mentioned as the finale. Hopefully, I don't mess it up. If I do mess it up, it's not going to be my last one. I will do something else to end with because I'm not ending stream on a trick that I mess up. That is unexcusable. I cannot do that. I'm taking a Rick and Morty approach. Show me what you got. Okay, awesome, cool. So let me trick request Magician's Choice. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, and then when you say a Rick and Morty approach, like you want me to theme everything as Rick and Morty? Like I don't know if that's gonna work for this one, but although, all right, let me ponder that. But anyway, I can show you the trick and we go from there. SRS off. Actually, let me turn them back on. Okay, last call. If anyone wants to add anything, feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to see who's on because I actually currently don't have an idea of who I'd want to raid. So let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, okay. I do have. Wait, have I ever raided her? I have a spreadsheet that I keep track of all these things. So I need to consult the spreadsheet. Stream. Okay, cool. All right, I have a raid target in mind. Okay, let's hope nothing happens there. So, okay, let's see. Alchemmutation music says, "Oh no, the quote show me what you got" is from that show. I thought "show me what you got" is from something else before that. Anyway, Diamond Club coincidentally eating macaroni and cheese right now. Ha! Awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna close the queue. Doesn't look like anybody added anything, so we'll go off. All right. As I said, if I mess this one up, I got to do another one. If I don't mess this one up, then we're okay. And I kind of also waffled a little bit on the performance of this one too. So I consulted with one of my magic buddies. It's like, how should I do this? Okay, guys, this is off menu. Hopefully, a successful finale. I'm thinking positive thoughts. But if the storytelling is not great, that's okay because, as I just prefaced, I have no story for this yet. Okay. So I've got a pile. There are 6 cards here. And the cards are all face cards. And these cards are black face cards, and we have a couple of red face cards. So that's the situation that we're in. Now, let me introduce to you the black face cards. We have the Queen of Clubs. We have the King of Spades. We have the Queen of Spades. And then we have the King of Clubs. And then now we have the Queen of Hearts. And we have the Queen of Diamonds. Now, the thing is, if we go ahead and take the 2 red queens and we place them aside like so. Let's make sure that's in camera. Yeah, there we go. What I want to do is do something interesting here. So if I go ahead and I just place some cards here, some cards here, believe it or not, something interesting is going to happen. If I go ahead and I just snap my fingers, believe it or not, all of the cards, I'd originally, split the red queens, right? So one here and one there, but believe it or not, all of the red queens are now over here. And not only that, there's no black cards in this pile because look, there's 2 cards there and the 2 red queens. And actually, if I show you over here, there's actually now 4 black face cards. I know, super interesting. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab these here. What I need to do is I'm going to go ahead and place the red queens out there for a second and show you something interesting that can be done with the black face cards. Because look, if I go ahead and I just turn some over, and I'm just going to go ahead and just use my hand, and we're just going to do this motion here. 1, 2, 3. Do you guys see anything weird about these cards? Because these cards have now disappeared. And if you're not convinced, I could show you 1, 2, 3, 4. I know, super weird, right? And some people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Can I see the backs of those cards? And to that I would say, yeah, sure. Because look, there's a blank card, there's a blank card, there's a blank card, and there's a blank card. But wait, the trick's not over. So now I have these queens, and I want to do something interesting to make this super visual. Because look, if I turn this queen face down, and I do something like this, believe it or not, that's actually going to make this queen's face disappear as well. And then finally, we have one more queen's face to do something with. And so look, we'll do that again. And look, we're going to go ahead and make that queen's face disappear as well. And now we have 6 blank cards from 6 face cards. I know. Anyway, I felt like I did that pretty well. I think I stumbled a little bit on some of the words, but as I said, the storytelling is not perfect, and it's not that interesting because I'm just kind of describing like what the cards are doing. But like, if anybody has like an interesting story for that, because like, hey, here's 6 people, 4 of which share some feature, these other 2 share another feature. Those 4 disappear first, and then the last 2 disappear at the end separately. So I don't know. Please give me inspiration. All right, let's see. Alchem Mutation Music. Holy crap! Sabi, thank you for the claps. So much just happened. All right. Well, thank you, Craig, for the compliments. That was great, dude. Well, thank you kindly. Yeah. So I saw this trick, and I'm like, I love this trick. But yeah, Sabi says amazing. And Gibson Lens, thank you for the claps. Yeah, I'd like to talk to you about that off stream. Oh yeah, sure. Oh, wait, about this trick or the other trick that I said I was going to teach you? Anyway, you can let me know wherever, so it doesn't matter. We'll talk. Cool. So that was so the interesting thing is I don't know the name of this trick. So that's part of the reason why I'm having trouble finding out where it came from, who made it. Thank you for the claps, Fenwig. And yes, I do have exclamation point clap. So if anyone wants to use that, feel free. I've had that since day one. Very few people discovered it. So let's see. Yeah, so I don't know what to call it. I don't know who to attribute it to. So I saw somebody perform it on a YouTube video, and the video is in Japanese. I Google translated the Japanese, and it says like, here's a trick that's based on this person's thing. And I'm like, okay, let me look up this person. Nobody knows anything about this person. They're not like a famous magician. And I'm like, okay, how about this YouTuber? No, this YouTuber has 70 subscribers. And I'm like, well, first, I don't know if it's a he or she, but this channel is very talented because they do a bunch of magic, like kind of like me, but they don't have a story or a pattern, and like not even in Japanese. So I'm like, there's no way I can't figure anything. So it's just all visual. But I'm like, I want to put a story to it when I perform it. So it's like, ugh, okay. Let's see. I could use the Japanese name. Yeah. It's a little bit complicated because so the channel is called Matcha, but the person that they called out, I looked it up. It was like Yoshi Sato, and I'm like, and I looked up Yoshi, and it's like apparently that is an endearing name, and it's not like. So I'm like, so it is probably not a real person. I learned it from this person, and I look up Sato Magician. I'm like, there's like nobody. I mean, I have to do a little bit more research there. But anyway, so that is my handling and performance of something that might be labeled as Phantom Temptation, maybe. So we'll see. We'll have to go from there. But anyway, all right. So I said that was going to be the last one, and I think that is a good stream. Thank you for anybody who joined in. Thank you for any new follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subs. And most importantly, thank you for just being here. Thank you for just chatting. Thank you for hanging out. So also I want to thank Gibson Lens for being my mod. Thank you very much. If you haven't given Gibson Lens a follow, his name's Bert. He plays piano, plays VGM, has a lot of originals. Expanse is one of his most popular originals. I believe we have 13 other Twitch musicians covering it so far, if not more. If I missed any in the last couple days, so yeah. Let's see. Next, I do want to let everybody know that I do have a raid message. I don't think I have enough subscribers yet to have a sub raid, so I imagine everybody's just going to be using these. But let me come up with a sub raid, and we'll eventually make that. All right. So I had alluded earlier today that I had started hanging out with Twitch musicians and communities earlier this year, and so I want to go raid because it's actually rare. I haven't seen her on lately, but she is streaming right now. Her name is Vicky Vibes, and she was one of the first Twitch musicians that I followed earlier this year. So really easy to remember, as opposed to years ago. But I guess Twitch music hasn't really been around for too long. I think it just got exploded like in the last few years or something. So. Yeah, so anyway, if anybody doesn't know, Vicky Vibes, she plays guitar, has a very soft and gentle voice, and she likes to sing a bunch of things. She does have a couple of originals, but not as many as Gibson Lens, but that's okay. But let's go ahead and I'm going to give her a shout out. If anybody wants to follow, if anybody wants to come along for the raid, do that. But otherwise, yeah. Thank you for coming out and hanging out, and everybody have a glorious day. Oh yeah, I didn't start the raid yet. Hold on. First of all, let me start the raid. No, sorry, I didn't even put in the right command. I did exclamation point. I didn't. Let's see. And then also I know to stop speaking, wait a little bit, and then send you guys, because it bothers me at the end of other people's streams that they send you too early before you stop. But anyway, so yes, you're welcome for the stream. Thanks for coming in, everybody. You're welcome for any shout outs and for hanging out. And let's see. And also, Diamond Club, that was great, man. First time here. Looking forward to the next one. Yeah, sorry I don't have a schedule, but statistically speaking, I am mostly on Sunday nights. So. All right. Anyway, everybody have a glorious day. So yeah.